Hi. Let's kick off with a quick question. Are you seeing a return on investment from the content that you're marketing? Well, we know that creating content for content's sake doesn't work. Okay, we know we need a strategy. But have you considered mapping your content marketing with the buying cycle? Well, that's what we're going to start talking about today. Now, the buying cycle, very briefly, is a series of processes in which a website user or visitor will go through before and after transacting on goods, products, or services. The way in which content plays a role in this is it helps to facilitate this process. Okay, it can strengthen a user's relationship with a brand. Okay, and it can help solidify an idea using content to help move from stage to stage. So, looking at this very briefly, this is a very top level overview of a buying cycle. You have the 4 or 5 various stages. Other buying cycles will be more comprehensive than this. But this is a top level overview, and it's a good starting place for us to start mapping our content marketing efforts against. And for each stage, we're going to look at the goals, the objectives, the types of content you want to create, and more importantly and crucially, what are the outcomes, what are the desired outcomes at each stage. So let's kick off with awareness. Now, the goal of awareness is really to drive new traffic and prospects to your website from search engines and social media. So what's the objective? How do you go about doing this? Well, you want to create content that's memorable, shareable, and well optimized. So the types of content at this stage really are to get that awareness out there. So blog, videos, that type of thing is a good starting point. So guides, tips, tricks, top 10 lists, that type of thing works really well. But where you're going to see a big impact are things like big PR campaigns, okay, big outreach programs. You're going to look at competitions, infographics, press releases, that type of thing. How you're going to measure this and what the desired outcome really revolves around engagement. So you want to start seeing people sharing your content, liking it, the number of social shares. You want to look at the number and the quality of comments. Okay, have they downloaded your newsletter? Have they signed up to your newsletter? Have they added your RSS feed? Those are the questions you want to be asking. If they have, you know they're on to the next phase, the consideration phase. And this is where your users and your website visitors will be looking for a solution to their problem. And it's up to you and your website, okay, to offer that solution to whatever their problem may be. So really at this stage, the objective is to assist with their research and to help educate them. Now, the ways in which you can do this is by creating content that's more in-depth. Okay, so in-depth articles, buyer's guides, how-to guides. You want to be looking at tutorials, webinars, white papers, things that are going to add additional value to their experience. So how do you go about measuring this and what do you want the desired outcome to be? Well, have they downloaded that white paper? Did they attend that webinar, that tutorial? Did they watch that video demonstration? If they have downloaded that webinar, that white paper, you know they're on to the next stage. They're ready to make a decision. Now, the goal of the decision-making phase is all about convincing and converting. But you don't want to, go in for the hard sell and ram it down their throats. The objective here really is to increase their confidence, okay, and showcase value as to why your website is the best offering and your product is the best offering. So how do you showcase that value? Well, what you want to do is you want to look at your USPs. Are you the quickest? Are you the fastest? Are you the cheapest? Do you offer the best value? Are you the most comprehensive? Are you the most thorough? Whatever your USP is, this is where you want to be selling it, okay, at the convince and the convert stage. Now, the types of content that you want to create at this stage revolve around the support network, the troubleshooting, that type of stuff. You want to be able to show them that, if they do have any problems, this is all the customer service type content that you've got at your hands, at your disposal. Okay, you want to showcase that. You want to look at providing troubleshooting content. So the way in which you measure this, the way in which you look at the desired outcome, you want to start looking at conversions. So, have they submitted their details on a contact submission form? Have they called you, okay, using Infinity Call Tracking? Have they entered their details? Have they signed up for that free trial? Anything that requires an action, a conversion, okay, you know you've done a good job. So, we've covered the first 3 stages, and arguably those first 3 stages are a lot harder than the last phase. The last phase is something that gets overlooked all the time amongst very many online businesses, is keeping hold of those loyal customers, okay? Because if you keep hold of them and you make them happy, they're going to tell a lot more people, okay? And this is all about the final phase. It's retention and advocacy. Now, the goal here is to obtain returning custom, okay? And you want to expose your brand to lots more new users. So how do you go about, what content do you create to obtain returning customers? Well, you want to start looking at things like questionnaires, surveys, feedback forms. You want to look at running discounts for loyal customers, that type of thing. And that's very easy to measure. Again, it goes back to the type of content you're creating, but it could be, have they engaged with it? Have they downloaded it? Have they utilised that discount form? The difference with advocacy is that you want to start making sure that those loyal customers, those brand advocates, are telling their friends, okay? So in terms of telling their friends, you want them to, you could offer a friend discount, okay? Like an introductory package. You could offer content that revolves around introducing your brand at that very beginning stage again, okay? So really, the objective here is to create that memorable, that shareable content that those advocates are going to tell their friends about and showcase to their friends. And that will help significantly when it comes to making sure that you're actually achieving a return on investment when it comes to your content marketing. So, just an overview to start off with. We've looked at the various stages of the buying cycle and how you can map your content marketing efforts towards those. As we said at the top of the video, no longer the days of content creation for the sake of it exist. Okay, we need to start looking at strategizing, and one way in which we can do that is looking at the buying cycle and mapping our content marketing efforts against each stage of that buying cycle, and then we'll be able to truly see a better return on investment from our content marketing. That leaves me to just say thank you very much for watching, and for more information please visit any of the social profiles coming up now.